Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of the Impact Podcast. The Impact will be a continuing series where we bring all of the execs together and dive deep into the world of esports, occasionally bringing along guests for the ride. My name is Taro, and I'll be your host. I am the events manager for Team Meteor. I am from Iowa, born and raised. I got into the esports scene about 2018, fall of 2018. I was introduced to Rocket League through my friend, and it just went from there. I got more into the esports scene. I started watching a lot of streams, and before I knew it, I joined Team Meteor, and now here we are. My favorite video game is probably Rocket League, obviously. Now, I am joined tonight by Chris, Logan, and Nova.
Hey everybody, how's it going? I am Chris. My name is Christian, but I go by Chris, as everybody knows me in Team Meteor. And I am a co-founder and COO at Team Meteor. I'm from Dallas, Texas. I'm 24 years old. And I would say the way that I got into esports or competitive gaming in general would be in the early 2010s when I was in high school. I had a friend get me into Dota 2, and that was the first competitive game I got into. And I got to a point where I was grinding it a ton, and I started following the competitive scene. And while eventually I transitioned away from playing Dota, I'd say that's kind of the seed that eventually led me into really diving deep into Rocket League when I started playing that. And here we are today. I don't think I'd quite be here if it wasn't for Dota 2. That said, my favorite video game is most definitely Rocket League.
Yeah, so I'm Logan Fallon. My role here at Team Meteor is I'm the CFO. Been with Team Meteor for a few months now and just getting to love this community and, love my partners as well here in the executive team. The way I got into esports is kind of a funny way into competitive gaming. It actually started way back in the days of Battlefield 3. Just grinding the game when I was young with some friends. I actually ended up joining a clan and playing pretty competitively. From there, it just kind of spawned into a love of playing competitive games. Growing up and making more friends, got into more and more competitive gaming. I started to play Rocket League really seriously the past few years, and that's what's really dragged me into Team Meteor. My favorite video game, that's a tough one right now. I'd probably have to go with Rocket League as well. I just really like the team environment and being able to play with friends really quickly, and the high skill cap is really fun for me to play competitively that way.
Hi everyone, my name is, holy smokes, one second. Yes. Hello everyone, my name is Leighton Ferris and I am from Thunder Bay, Ontario, Canada. I am 28 years old and I first got into Rocket League. No, I should have started with my position. Sorry, blooper cut. Hello everyone, my name is Leighton Ferris and I'm from Thunder Bay, Ontario, Canada. I am 28 years old and I am CEO here at Team Meteor. I first got into competitive gaming actually with Rocket League. It was the first competitive game that I'd ever played, and I found the concept very interesting because I played video games in a very competitive fashion before, but not actual competitive video games, as strange as that might sound. My favorite video game, that is really hard. I don't know if I could say what my favorite video game is, but if I had to choose like a video game franchise that means the most to me, maybe it would be the now defunct Burnout series. That will always hold a special place in my heart and always be fun. As for my favorite soda, I like Orange Crush or cream soda. Those are about equal.
Awesome. Glad to have you all here doing this podcast. So now we're going to get into some introductions for Team Meteor. So Chris and Nova will go into sort of a brief overview of what we're all about and what we're doing at the moment.
All right. So here at Team Meteor, we are building the greatest, most comprehensive esports experience that anyone has ever built. And we want to put you at the center of that. This is something where we are not only looking to do some real innovation, but deliver something that you will really, really love. A big, engaged community where you can make friends, watch esports, and play. This is what Team Meteor is about. And Team Meteor started in name about 3 years ago as a group of friends that was just initially me and a French-Canadian man who I met on Rocket League, who was just a stranger that I played with, and we really liked playing with each other. And we ended up starting a group, and we wanted to make a group of players where there aren't toxic people. And that's how it started. And it wasn't until sometime later that someone on our team who was doing some work for us introduced his roommate to the staff at Team Meteor, and I think he can take over a little bit from there.
Yeah, so it's been a while now, but yeah, the early days were, I mean, it was fun. It's a long time ago. It feels like so long ago now. But yeah, I mean, Team Meteor started out as a, private, small community, a Rocket League community where we were looking to, make sure there was no toxicity. So people had to fill out an application. There was a whole process for anybody to join. And we stayed that way for a solid year. It wasn't until late 2018 that we decided to make the server public and start networking with other communities, other organizations, and try to bring as many new faces into the community as we could. And at that time, we started running public tournaments. We ran 3v3 tournaments that we advertised all over the place, and that really helped us grow the Discord. And I'd say that was phase one in the beginnings of Team Meteor. Phase two is that public phase where we were looking to really grow, and that went from late 2018 until early 2019, or early to mid 2019. And that's where I'd say the most crucial phase of our development began, and that's when we launched the esports department. The most crucial portion of our development, because that is when we introduced the esports department, and with that came our first academy program, which was Rocket League. So many of our staff, a good chunk of our current academy players are still those that began way back then. And since then we have expanded into Valorant, we have expanded into Rainbow Six, and our community has grown twice, 3 times over. But I'd say that was a key point in our development. And of course, since then we have revamped the way we run tournaments. We have expanded when it comes to esports.
It's been an amazing journey up to this point, and we still have so far to go. And I really hope that you will join us.
All right, so now I have a couple questions for you guys. Feel free to answer them however you want. We're going to start with Logan here. What was your first impression of Nova? And also, Nova, what was your first impression of Logan?
So this is a really fun discussion. So I'll start that with how I got pulled into Team Meteor. I was introduced to Team Meteor by Stryker, our community manager. He's a great guy. I've been friends with him for quite a while, and I heard that Team Meteor was needing a little help on the exec side, so I was super excited to join. And the way that I first met Nova was just through a quick LinkedIn message. We had a phone call, and it was great. I could just tell that meeting him at the first time, he was just a really solid guy, and he really cared about his community of gamers. And that to me is what really stuck out when I first met him, is just that, this is a guy who really cares about what he's doing, cares about his community, and wants to see, everyone have the best time they can. And that's, which is awesome, because for me, joining Team Meteor, the critical thing that keeps me really buying in is just the community, how great everybody is to work with. Like, all of our managers, I love them. The community, it's been great. It's been super fun, and I just look forward to continuing to grow. But yeah, I'm interested to see what Nova's got to say about me. I'm a kind of a enigma here, I guess.
Yeah, so I was talking to Stryker, of course, who said that he knows this guy who can help out with some of these particular issues we were having at the time, and that he could get me in touch with him. So I said sure, and we eventually got in touch, and like Logan mentioned, we got in touch on LinkedIn and everything, and things just kind of went from there. We had a call, and just like I definitely felt like I was talking to somebody who really knew what they were doing and was taking the role, would be taking the role seriously and taking the initiative as well, which was something incredibly important, because like having people that do that, is finding the right people for that sort of thing is one of the most difficult aspects of building something like this. Finding the right people, especially people that have the not only the knowledge and the skills, but the right drive and everything. And so it was that professionalism and drive that stood out the most to me when I first spoke to Logan. And from there, after bringing Logan on, things just went really, really smoothly. Like I felt like personality-wise, everyone just kind of fit, which was a really good feeling, because again, that's something that you can hardly, is very difficult to do intentionally. You can try to get a feel for somebody beforehand, but it's really hard. So to be honest, we kind of lucked out in that case. Thank you, Logan.
Yeah, I mean, I can say the same to you too. I mean, and with Chris as well, when I first met Chris, it was like, oh man, this guy he's driven, he cares, and he's got the right attitude and the drive and the kindness. And make no mistake here, yeah, we're just a bunch of goofballs working together, but we take what we're doing very seriously, like and Taro can attest to this too, man. The three of us together, we're just a bunch of goofballs, man. Like, oh man, it's just a meme every time we're together.
Yeah, I'd like to mention that every meeting that they have with us, the managers, it always ends up with just everyone laughing for some reason, whether it be Nova making another joke about Shrek or Chris making a funny sound with his mouth. It's all jokes here. So, well, now we move on to Chris. Now, you've been a part of Team Meteor, and you've known Nova for a lot longer, and there has to be a reason for this. So, Chris, what were your first thoughts of Nova?
Thinking back to the mid to late 2017 days.
The ancient days, as they were.
When Nova was still young. And I believe one of the first things that stood out to me, well, a couple things. One is that, the level of professionalism that he brought with him was impressive. I had been involved in sort of clan management for a few other games that I played before, and this was by far the most organized one that I'd seen. Flip side of that is, as I got to know him a little more, is that there are two very different sides to Nova. One of them is very serious. The other one praises Shrek. And that's what I came to learn about him. And it's a little contagious, but yeah, I'd say that's my first impression of Nova.
Wow. I really like how you put that. So I recall when I first messaged you, and I felt like, you're kind of like in the beginning, it's just the feeling that I got, not that you're actually this way, but like kind of like a little introverted and stuff, and which is nothing wrong with. I just that's a feeling I got. And so but then we got into calls and stuff, and then I realized, like, holy smokes, I get along so well with this guy. Just like I felt like you were by no exaggeration like a childhood friend I'd grown up with or something like that. Like I legit felt that way. It was so weird. Yeah, really. So I can hardly even explain it. And so I just felt like, this is going to be great. And I mean, things have been great. And, every time even in those early days in 2017, 2018, and everything, there's been a lot of incidents and challenges and various things that come up. And, I've always been consistently impressed with how you've reacted to them and handled them and things. So I just, that's one thing is for sure, like in Team Meteor, I feel incredibly grateful for the people that I've ended up working with, because I like to attribute it to having some like super keen eye for, spotting people who are just perfect fits and stuff. But I mean, I try, but I can't really pin it down. So I'm just really thankful.
Just some kind of strange magnetism here at Team Meteor. We just pull in the good folks. I don't know why, but that core group we got, it just soaks us all in. It's pretty awesome. I love it.
No,
Yeah, that's
absolutely.
awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, I'm very pleased to be working with y'all, and you guys are a wonderful group of people. So thank you.
I'm glad I dragged you in back then. Yes, sir.
And we're getting into that. So
Oh, no.
it was back in October, maybe, of 2019. I think it might have been actually November. But I remember I was with an org called Team Assassin, and that was the org that I created. Unfortunately, it didn't have as much success as Team Meteor does now, nowhere near close. But Nova actually hit me up, and he actually offered me a position multiple times. And I just remember him being very nice dude, very formal. I mean, I hadn't been with him in a voice call yet, so I didn't know the full story. But yeah, he was just very inviting, and Team Assassin unfortunately fell through, so I was looking for some new opportunities within the scene to get involved. Team Meteor was my very first option, as recommended by Nova, and I instantly clicked with everyone. I mean, we got to learn about Nova, Chris, all the guys there, and it was just a blast, because we were moving, and we were, constantly pushing Team Meteor forward to be the best it could be. And I mean, I think that's probably one of the best decisions I've ever made, was joining this. So yeah, Nova, what did you think of me? That's the real question here.
The elephant in the room.
So it's kind of
quick. Yeah, sorry to cut in. How dare you? Did Nova also invite you back then?
Yeah. Oh wait.
You
Okay, I think it might have been both of you. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, I was definitely in contact with Taro before he became staff here for sure.
That's crazy, because I remember being in DMs with him and offering him a position in TM way back then. I didn't realize you were doing the same.
No, I think Nova was the person who handled Discord partnerships back then.
That was me.
Then why was I talking to Nova in the first place?
Who knows?
Huh.
Oh, well.
Interesting.
Oh well.
Yeah, well, okay, so it's kind of interesting. So I remember talking to you way back then, Taro, and of course at the time I didn't know you by the name Taro, because like you said, you were part of Team Assassin, and I remember talking to you a lot just about how each one of us was handling our work and trying to build our orgs and stuff like that. And I think from the outside, it's very easy for people to not see the hard work that goes into these things and just feel like this is just super easy, simple stuff. And as yourself, it's not, from your firsthand experience. Mm-hmm. But I had that kind of image at the time as well. Like, I felt like, oh man, I'm really struggling at this, and look at this guy, he's got like this nice logo and stuff, and he seems so well put together, and holy smokes, this guy knows what he's doing. that's honestly, that's the feeling that I got. So I was really surprised, when things kind of fell through with Team Assassin, but was really happy to welcome you to the team, because from when I talked to you beforehand, I could tell that you had knowledge, you had professionalism, you know how to communicate, not just effectively, but in a way that is friendly and makes people want to talk with you and exchange ideas and things like that. So I would never, at that time, I would never have guessed that you would have wound up part of Team Meteor, but and while I can be kind of sorry that things fell through, I'm just really happy that things worked out in the way that you got here.
Yeah, I'm very happy too, because I wouldn't have gotten to meet all these very cool, very talented individuals like yourselves. And I mean, I actually didn't know that you looked at us and you were like, wow, that was a really put together org, because we definitely did not have ourselves together.
I can attest to that, and just personally, I had a similar impression, and that's part of what led me to in DMs just say, should the opportunity ever arise in the future, we'd love to have you join us in Team Meteor. Back then, is because, I mean, back then the impression I had is, holy crap, he's just getting things done. He's got all of this stuff set up on Discord. He's going after teams. He's getting, working on putting together a website, and he's, just, it looked like you were, doing all these different things. And maybe, internally you felt like everything was a mess, but at least from the outside, it very much looked like, things were proceeding as they should.
Yeah, and as I learned to realize, I don't think many people know what they're doing in this industry. So I kind of felt right at home. So
well, let me tell you this, man. For all the experience you gained there, you've just been doing leagues good here in Team Meteor. It's been awesome, man. Like, even this podcast right now, I'm loving it. You're just tearing it up. This has been really fun.
Yeah, I enjoy doing stuff like this, talking to people, meeting new people. That's why I got into esports. I feel right at home. So
and it's a good environment for that, to be fair. I mean, that's why we love it here at Team Meteor. The community is just awesome, and I think that's what we're going to bring. That we're going to just continue to grow and continue to find more great people to work with.
I agree. And now we get into the last question, and this will probably be the most interesting one by far. So we're going to go through each person individually, but the question is, what is the most difficult skill to master in Rocket League? What's your biggest handicap in the game? And why is Taro better than you? So I guess I'll go first. Most difficult skill to master in Rocket League. I'd probably say if we're including all mechanics, like the really advanced ones too, I'd probably say a Breezy, just because it has lots of things that you have to do in a short, and it just, the ball has to be perfect. So I'd say the Breezy flick. What's my biggest handicap in the game? Probably my inconsistency, because I could probably get beat by Chris in a 1v1 one day, and then I could beat Rogue in comp the other day. I don't know, but that's probably my biggest handicap. Why is Taro better than me? I don't know. It's a mystery to me.
Shut up.
It's a mystery.
I mean, I guess I'll go ahead and jump in here, man. For me, the most difficult skill has been trying to just get that second flick in off the air. I'm doing pretty good where I'm starting to get ceiling shots down, and being able to fly across the map and hit those nutty balls. But getting that second hit off the wall, nope, that's not happening for me right now. My biggest handicap probably is my air control. I don't profess to be the most advanced Rocket League player in this group. I'm among giants right now. But why is Taro better than me? In every single way. Right now in Rocket League, I think the one thing I got on you is just I'm a little bit faster in that corner. I'm pretty good in the corner because I spend the whole time shoving myself into the corner.
Now you should probably let us know your ranks as well. So I'm Grand Champ 1 at the moment.
I think I'm Diamond 2, yeah. I was.
Do you guys have a different peak than your current rank?
I was 1980 in threes once. I never
Where
hit
that
2K.
translates to now, Supersonic Legend.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, I guess I can go next. Let's see here. For me, I have gone as high as Champ 3 in 2s. Ceiling stuff. I have never successfully done. I don't think I remember ever doing a successful ceiling shot. I have basically, I've played the most boring way there is. I just rotate and I do the basic stuff well enough, but when it comes to fancy moves, I mean, flicking might be the extent to which I can do that. My biggest handicap. Ooh. Well, I mean, I could say stealing stuff, right? Because that's the most difficult skill to master. But I think I'm gonna go with awareness. As you get up in the ranks, the more that awareness becomes relevant, and awareness of where everybody is in the field, both your teammates and your opponents, awareness of boost, awareness of the ball, and as you climb up the ranks, your awareness increases and that levels up as well. And it's a big reason why you're able to climb up the ranks. And a lot of times I've caught myself, trying to keep up with the different moving parts, but not doing quite as well as I wish I was.
All right.
Guess I'll go next. So, I think for me the most difficult skill to master in Rocket League, for me, has perhaps been the what do you call it? The double touch, which might not seem like an incredible feat of gameplay, but for whatever reason, I've just had so many opportunities to score those and just have always missed those. I don't think I've ever scored one. I've scored ceiling shots, off the wall, all that stuff. Done all different kinds of aerials and stuff like that, and fake shots, all of that stuff. But I don't know, the double touch, my brain does not like it. And my handicap is probably, again, having to do with, well, there's some consistency issues in there, but I'm also just much weaker in mechanics than when it comes to like positioning and awareness and stuff like that. I think it's actually more through like strategy, positioning, and awareness and stuff that I managed to get to the rank where I'm at primarily, and not so much through mechanical skill, which is something I've been trying to work on. I'm currently an embarrassing Diamond 1 ever since the free-to-play update. I don't know what happened. Like, I'm in Diamond 1 and people are doing the craziest shots that I didn't even see when I was in like Champ 2. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but that's the way it is. As for why Taro is better than me, you said you're grand champion, right, Taro?
Yeah, at the moment.
Okay, so then I'd say that the reason that Taro is better than me is because he got good.
That's accurate.
It's a very, very well thought response. So thank you very much.
Taro got gooder than us. That's what happened. And It's hard to beat that. You got gooder.
Well, all the skills that you guys mentioned, they all just take tons of hours and practice that, I mean, most people normally don't have time for in reality. Just sitting in free play for hours, I mean, sometimes it gets boring too, so,
That's
know.
Yeah. I've never, so many people say, just do all these training packs and things and have this training routine and stuff, and I've just never been able to get into that. If I have time for Rocket League, I just go straight into gameplay. I can never bring myself to just grind the practice and stuff, which is probably why I, taken so long to rise in ranks. But
Well, especially nowadays, right? I mean, you have less and less time to actually play the game. So the few opportunities you do get, you just go straight into, you actually play the game.
Well, and then, there's that little diversion that we tend to have into snow day, but that's a whole nother story for another time. We'll have to cover it in another podcast.
Oh my
yeah,
god!
Fun little thing. I remember in the earlier days of Team Meteor, because I started out Team Meteor was an offshoot, a result of my playing Rocket League. And so I really, really got into Rocket League, started building Team Meteor, and I was just so intensely into Rocket League. The demands of Team Meteor and other things in my life continued to increase, but I would not let go of Rocket League until it eventually got to the point where I just realized, I'm going to have to just give up and play less, because it got to the point where, I was still playing Rocket League at the same amount and taking it so seriously, and I wasn't having time for other things, and it was getting kind of ridiculous, or it was just cutting into other really important stuff, I'll just say. And it was just kind of, I realized, okay, this is out of control. I love Rocket League, but I'm gonna, as hard as it is, I'm just gonna have to say no and prioritize on other things,
Do you think if you prioritize Rocket League, do you think you'd be better today?
I mean, I would think so, but I'm not sure where Team Meteor would be today, or other things in my life. Not only Team Meteor, but just so many other responsibilities would have been so neglected. It would not have been good in the long term of my life, for sure.
We would have had Nova the Pro, but we wouldn't have Team Meteor. So pros and cons.
Or it would still just, I don't know. Or Chris here would be doing have been doing all the work or something, and I'd just be this guy who's playing Rocket League and saying, "Good job, Chris. Keep going."
Yeah. I could cut this out, but I could have taken a real shot at him there. Just said, I do anyways.
Thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that little bell icon so you'll get a notification whenever we upload a new video. Also, make sure to follow us on Twitter, join our Discord, and you can find all of that in the description box underneath the video. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that little bell icon so you get a notification whenever we upload a new video. This series of executive podcasts will be uploaded bi-weekly, so check out the next one that will be uploaded 2 weeks from now, where we will be discussing esports and some of the goings-on within Team Meteor and our rosters. Thank you so much for watching.
You got to do that again, because I laughed.
I did too. How many times have you started or ended a voice call or a meeting with, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell so you get notified about,
Thank you so much for watching, guys. And my mind is not working. Hold on. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that little bell icon so you get a notification whenever we upload a new video. This executive podcast episode will not be repeated, the language.
Here for the entire duration of the video.
On this one, though, he needed to be here to speak when he needed to speak.
Oh, yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. Hold on. What's going on?
I'm very confused.
Me too. They're both muted, so.
I've been talking about muted. God damn it.